Now we're live. Is it good there?
No.
It'll probably be easier for you guys. Maybe. Stack it up on something. Guys, we didn't get any cell phone covers. Who needs lifestyle? Bring from the back.
It's supposed to be facing that way, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me see. Let me get like a better stand.
What's the password?
The password is lifestyle 15 capitalized L.
There.
Yeah.
I got it.
Where was that? We don't drink it anymore.
Yeah?
Okay.
Everyone got covered?
Yeah, we got colors. Thank you. There. We got it.
All right, guys. So it's a great turnout. You know, we got a lot of veterans here, a lot of new lifestyle family members. I like to, you know, it's a great thing. I was telling Peter, it's like I always love doing these teachings, but it's gotten to a point that the family is growing and everybody wants to help each other. You'll have like George Felix, Riza, Miguel, Alex. So many people want to come out and help train. So I love that aspect of it. But when I have a chance to come up here and give some insight, is always a blessing. Today I'm gonna go. Normally I go every 3 months because I learn a lot of things in social media. One of the things that we pride ourselves upon is our social media presence, our prowess, and you know, I get a lot of my deals and I stay connected with a lot of my clients because of social media. So I usually like to tell you like the latest things that I've found out. I'm sure there's many other things that's why I always open it up the floor. It's for people's suggestions. And I'm also gonna talk about Podio. And we're gonna have a lot of exciting things about Podio that I'm gonna share with you guys today. So one of the cool topics that you know we've done is the first and foremost, Podio is allowed us to stay connected, and I think it's pretty cutting edge. I'm sure there may be other brokerages out there or companies that use it that I know of, not many. I actually came to learn about Podio like some time ago. My church was actually using it, and they were using it, and they actually put me onto it, but I never really thought of it much. And then I used a direct mailer with George Felix that they use this exclusively, and I was like, man, this is a great system. I started a Facebook group one time, private Facebook group, and I'm streaming this on the Facebook group of lifestyle, but not everybody has Facebook. Not everybody logs into, and I think sometimes you can go into Facebook and get lost into it, so it's counterproductive. So and I saw Podio, and I was like, man, a light flashed, because a lot of our trainings, a lot of times you ask for a form, you ask for a certain document or a link to something, and you have to always look for it. We have to email you, and it takes a lot of time for you guys to start researching. Podio allows us to put everything together in one place and allow it to, and I've been guiding people to it because it's gonna take a little bit of time till everybody starts using it. Now we're using it more. It's just basically thing as an online Facebook / Google Drive / transaction management / training module thing all together. And now I have a programmer that's programming specific things. One of the things that we're gonna have within the next week is the ability to send out contract from it. You could actually send the contract quickly. We're gonna also have it that you can send text messages for free from there. So you have a database managed. I'm gonna have it so you can manage your clients as well. You have here where some people, if you haven't seen Podio at the end of the class, I mean, I haven't received the email. Most of you guys should have it when you become a new agent with lifestyle. They're sending it to you, but sometimes you don't see it because it goes to spam. So basically, you'll see, one of the things, you put posts, people comment. So our WhatsApp chat is an incredible tool. But what happens with it is, if Peter asked me a great question, George, what's the form that I use for an FHA buyer with a no contingency clause, or whatever the case may be? I answer it, and you could have probably used that. Jay, you could use it. You could use it. George could have used it for his client, but you never see it because it's at 8 o'clock at night. You're with your family, you're having dinner, and you just don't see it. This allows us to archive a lot of discussions. A lot of times I ask questions like, you know, guys, polls, like, hey guys, what do you think I should do? Like, what the next poll I'm gonna put is like the Westchester agents. I'm thinking of changing the actual cubicle kind of office to make it more open. Like whereas in Miami Lakes there's a lot more desks, and so there's not a lot of blocking. Sometimes people like the privacy of a cubicle. Here we have it a little bit, but I think the open format allows you to like share ideas easier. But again, everything in the brokerage is done for you guys. So I'd rather pull it. And before I would have to make a decision based on what I ask people or I see people. Now I could actually let everybody decide on big decisions, which is an incredible thing. Another incredible asset, and we're streamlining it, is, you know, the great thing is we have a great sister company of InvestQuest that has a lot of inventory. What would happen in the past is that, you know, they would ask me, they would ask George Felix. We have specific people on the investment side of things that have lock boxes if you wanted to make an offer, if you want to ask questions. So if you would ask me, then I would have to ask that person, and then that person would have to ask something else. With Podio, we're able to do that. And you're able to see lock boxes, the lien searches. Let's say, for example, this property here, like right now, they just put this process here, and now you're gonna have access to the property and see a lot more. You click the file, you see where it's at, you see the photos. And one of the big things was on the investment side, a lot of times, a lot of the agents here use the investment firm to their advantage because you're able to do two things at once. Let's just say you needed the lien search, and come in. And right now it's gonna tell you everything, what you can use in your email, the lockbox of the property. George, pull up some chairs. Pull up some chairs. Oh, there's one. Pull up a little bit more just in case some more people come in. So I don't. And you'll see people discuss it about. You'll see the discussion on it. And another question would be like, you don't want to delay. When your client wants something, you want to give it to them right there. So you have the lien search here, and let me show it here. Cast this tab. So all of a sudden I click the link. You guys are gonna have it here, and right now you're seeing the lien search. So if anybody says, "Hey, I need this," and now you're the professional. You're not like, "Hey, let me go ask XYZ and I'll get right back to you." No, it's here. And this is our first or second month with Podio, and I'm implementing more things, and it's gonna be smoother. There was some, like this month, they're like, "Oh look, we're still not getting the responses fast enough." So I'm actually gonna put a full-time person just updating Podio and adding things. Whereas before it was still myself, Sabrina from Miami Lakes, Melissa here, and Fernando. Too many people were trying to update them. So I wanna make sure a person comes in at 8 in the morning, 9 or 10 in the morning, updates whatever was sold last night. Before that person leaves, update whatever was sold in the day so the data is up to date. All right, so let's go back to Podio. And another great thing, and we get it a lot and I'm the one that you'll see and you're like, George is always saying that, because this is catching on already. But so you'll see people in the chat say, "Hey, I got this off-market property," and we have a lot of inter-office sales. As we all know, a lot of, the selling agent. Right now we're having one, and Roger just joined us, and he has one with Miguel. And a lot of the times it's, you saw it on the MLS, but sometimes we have these listings, and you're gonna get a listing in a couple days. And I go, "Hey guys, just so you know, I'm getting a Kendall beautiful 3.2, and you have that client for it." And before it goes out on the market, and you're gonna go get your listing signed in a couple days, you could already let your office know, and you could get the sale done faster. You know how good it is? You put this on the MLS, same day you have a client, and it's one from the brokerage. You're gonna look like a superstar. 2, you're not gonna have the stresses of dealing with people outside the offices. Of course, if you have to deal with somebody outside the office, great, but you're gonna be able to do it for you. And if in WhatsApp, Peter put this incredible property, and I was on vacation, and I left, and I don't go. At Podi, you're gonna see it. I come back at 2 in the morning. My flight lands at 2, and now I see it. Oh, and I'm like, hold on, and I can send Peter a message. I get the chat. Oh, another thing is, and if you guys haven't seen my when I train, I jump a lot. It's my ADD training, because I'll have so much information I want to give it to you guys that I just jump to things. And another good thing is the chat system. Roger actually got here before me, so I'm gonna, even though I live next door, Roger got here before me. He's like, "Hey, I'm here at the office. Where's everybody at?" And the cool thing, and whoever needed LoopNet, I'm not gonna give. My goal is for the next month or so is to put so much content out there that you have to go to Podio, and that's commonplace. And that's like anything. You put an incredible piece of machinery until you don't teach people how to use it, and you know it's the best thing ever. It'll catch like fire once you see everything's on there. So I know you needed LoopNet, so I'm gonna send it through you. I'm not gonna do the easy route and say, oh, here's our login for LoopNet. Message me through Podio, and I'll send you the login. And LoopNet, for you guys that don't know, right now if somebody tells you I need a warehouse or commercial property, the MLS you could use, but LoopNet has a lot more commercial listings and a lot more rental info. So when you're looking at, and we have that, you know, it's a tool that I provide for you guys. You can log in and use it. And I'll even just message me on Podio and I'll send it to you guys. The app is incredible as well. And I'm giving you the benefits of Podio because some of you guys, you know, haven't used it. Let's just say, for example, on Podio, there's a training today. It comes out on your app, or there's a new property that comes out. It comes out an alert and on your phone. And on the investment side, it's even that much more imperative because, you know, as we know, investment properties, Pete, if I find an incredible 3-2 in Hialeah on their market value, how fast would that go? Like it would literally last an hour. If you're lucky, you would have it to the fact that I have clients that will say, hey, that's fine. I don't even need to see their escrow. I don't even need their contract. I know that property's gone because the person has purchased so many investment properties from me that I know it's gone. And it's that easy. So if you, let's just say, wait for the traditional terms for the investment side, let's just say that you're gonna wait till we all prepare an email, blast it to the whole agency, because you guys will be getting those emails. If you guys have just joined, you won't see it. And the people that have been here for a while see those emails. If you wait till that property gets in, you'll never see it. That property will never get onto the list because it'll be sold beforehand. And Podio allows you to see them as we get them. So the training schedule is gonna be on there. Look at our GM there putting, you know, himself there, George Felix. Guys, make sure to also put your pictures. You're gonna see a lot of cool things as well. Whereas normally before, I don't like sending out too many emails, you know, because then you guys are like, man, you guys are spamming me. I mean, I hope you don't say we're spamming you, but it could be. You guys are spamming me or whatnot. So I like to put things where I normally wouldn't have sent emails out. And we got our lifestyle, you know, you see it, our lifestyle gear. And we're gonna have, you know, and it's really good. George, actually, we have some later after the training. We have some samples up there. Hey George, actually send a text to Danny to see like what's the delay, and see if we can put it live next week. And you know, he talked about what we're waiting for is pricing, and I want to make sure that, you know, be aggressive. I want him to send me the pricing so I can. Well, hopefully he's not. Oh, he can't watch the Facebook. We're gonna beat him down to make sure the pricing is very affordable for all the stuff, because a lot of people, and what I love about it, I have 2 lifestyle polos that we did for an event one time, and I probably wear them once or twice a week because it's so convenient to come to the office, not have to worry about dry cleaning these things. You throw in the machine, you wash them in 2 seconds. Dry cleaning, you know, like it's all about efficiency, and like I could get ready for work. If you got, you know, you got a large sleeve, you got cufflinks, you got a tie, you got to put a suit. And I know for women as well, you guys take a long time. I've heard, you know, so. Guys, this is on live. That's not a sexist comment. The broker of Lifestyle International Realty just has a woman that takes long sometimes. So, okay, so Pete, I did put it on Podio. Another thing, we're opening a South Beach branch pretty soon. So if you guys see any, I mean, our Westchester branch was found by an agent. Our Miami Lakes branch was found by an agent, and it's always that much better when you're finding an office instead of an agent that found it. So guys, I mean, this, you know, we're looking for, and I'm gonna put the details on it on another post to refresh it. And Chris, which is here in his first training, commented on it. So it's cool because now you're like getting like a Facebook thing and a following. Look, Damien putting his commercial property, but back to Miami Beach. We're looking in the beach, you know, we want to stay under 40, 50, 60th Street, but if it could be South Beach, great. It doesn't have to be storefront. You know, at least 15 to 2,500 square feet. If we don't have to build it out, that's great. And just so we could put our footprint in the beach, and that's going to be pretty soon. So we're doing that. So, other things we're doing in Podio. One of the great things that I'm going to take my time, the manager's time, this week, to make sure that we have one of the best training modules in all Miami, Florida, United States real estate. We've grown, and I think I was talking to Roger. We've been blessed, and it's because of you guys. organically, you know, we've gotten to, you know, a lot of times, and I always say this in trainings, they're like, oh, you know, you guys have grown X fast. That means that the quality of service to each agent decreases the more agents you have. It's quite the opposite. Every time we open an office, there's a manager. There's salaried positions that get opened. When you do a commission split, there's a commission department. I'm adding a full-time art person now that's gonna design your open houses, social media to help Yili, which is our amazing, you know, social media expert. She runs lifestyle Instagram page, and you know, we have almost 30,000 followers and helps with like listing, but we're gonna have a person that's gonna design stuff just for you. So if you wanna design a flyer, and you know, that's their job. But again, so we've grown to over 250 agents in like a year and 8 months, and it's not because, you know, we set up booths anywhere, which we will probably do in the future to keep growing, because I want to open, of course, South Beach. I want to open in Las Olas by the beginning of the first quarter of next year, and I want to open maybe somewhere like West Pines, Miramar, somewhere that way, and to keep growing. And what that does, it allows things like Podio, LoopNet, you know, more divisions, more training, more staff, more questions, more properties that we could run it with. But one of the reasons we've been able to grow is because you guys. If you go on WhatsApp and you ask a question, it's not only me that's answering or the managers, it's other agents helping other agents. We're having a charity thing on the 28th. The more we grow, the more we're able to give back. And I always go in every training, because you know, sometimes it's new people that come to a training, sometimes it's old people, and you need to reaffirm that. And it's because of you guys, and I'm thankful for that. And so are all the managers, because you guys, a lot of times they don't get questions asked because other agents help other agents. It's the craziest thing. You know, we have Miami Lakes that will have 6, 7, 8, 9 agents stay till 2, 3, 4 in the morning working. You have new agents that arrive there and they're getting help with no financial gain to gain out of. They're helping each other out. Here in Brickell, you have the same. Westchester, you have the same. You have Riza staying there late. We have the other agents in Westchester helping each other out. So it's thanks to you guys. And so what I'm gonna do to even give back more is, a lot of times, Chris, right now, you got your license. I meet you in the street and I say, hey, I'm ready to buy. I have $10,000 check right here and I wanna put an offer on that property. And you may know from history, but sometimes you're gonna be like, man, what is the technical know-how? How do I do it? It's 2 in the morning. You're not gonna call a manager. If it's me and you have a contract, if it's somebody at 2 in the morning and they wanna buy a house at that morning, you're free to call me. But for the most part, you're not gonna call somebody at 2 in the morning. You're gonna be like, you know, because you need to learn that. So I'm gonna make it that every single thing you need as a realtor, how to write an as-is contract. What do I do when for an escrow? How do I deposit it to New World Title, which is our preferred title company, or whatever title company the guy wants to use? New World has been very great. They accept our escrows. That, you know, I don't use anybody but New World. So what do I do? How do I get the escrow? How do I put the deposit down? What do I do for the inspection? Every single thing. What do I do in an actual listing presentation? I'm gonna record videos and put them all interactively here. Let me give you an example, so an idea, so you can kind of see what I mean. There's a shortcut link. We're gonna call it, I think I'm gonna call it Lifestyle You, just to have a cool thing. And I'm telling you, by the end of next week, there'll probably be 20 videos. And I jump around the guy a lot, guys. It's the ADD, but the training is gonna have everything. Miguel. Miguel's an appraiser. He's been an appraiser for 10 years. He's a manager for Miami Lakes. I'm good at appraisals, but you know, I mean, at doing CMAs, he's 10 times better. He did that for 10 years. I've only done it, you know, for 5 years, let's say. He's gonna do a training that is kind of, let's just say if right now you had to do a CMA, sometimes you might come to the office and say, I got 100 questions, but you're very like considerate of somebody else's time. So you come to any of the managers, you ask, let's say you have 10, and you ask 5. And you're like, man, this has already been 45 minutes, even though the manager will be here to whenever. George, sometimes I have to tell, George had an agent yesterday, I was like, George, hold on, pause the training, I need you to do this, and he'll take an hour, 2 hours explaining something to you. But to be more effective, if I could tell you, hey, look at the video, and then come to me. Instead of the 10 questions, now you only have 2. And not only does that save you time, because you can watch these videos at home, at whatever time. I know my boy Johnny over there works late, and it's a great thing, because you could be doing that at 2 in the morning, when you wake up at 2 in the morning before you go to sleep, or like if you wake up early like myself, watch it at 5 or 6 in the morning. So for example, one of the videos that George would get asked a lot is like, hey, how do I upload a commission request form? Hey, how do I add and edit my listing on the MLS? So I said, you know, they were asking George that, and then George would have to answer the same question multiple times. I said, George, just make a video, and just most of the time you're gonna answer yourself with the video. So let me give you an example of how this is gonna be and the potential that we're gonna have. Oh look, somebody went on a post. Oh, George said. Okay, how to fill a commission. So now you have all the shortcut links. So let me show you.
I'm here to walk.
George, you're at 103 views already. Yeah. No, we gotta hear this.
I'm here to walk you through the proper way to fill out your commission request form that is required to be submitted into Transaction Desk. I covered Transaction Desk in the previous tutorial that I did. So today I'm actually just gonna focus on how.
I'm zooming in just so you can see a little bit more. So like,
It's a preview. That's
so he actually, he's showing you, he downloads the file. This is what you click.
That, if you don't have,
so like where you could call me on the phone and I could tell you, okay, click that, and you're like, you know how like technical service is like, oh, what do you mean? What mouse button do I press? What? He's showing you the whole thing. Like, so it's easy to learn. I could copy. Not that I copied. I forget. I copied. I'm a good copy. Like, if the sense if you're doing something, I can't. It's harder for me to read about it. I have to visually see it, and I can mimic and learn that way faster. So everything is gonna be on there. Other we're gonna do how to use LoopNet, how to search on the MLS. Right now, if I tell you, Chris, go on the MLS, give me all the rental comps for this listing that I have. I want to see what the market rent is, and you're gonna be like, George, can you help me with that? Sure, I would help you. But if you have a video that actually shows you, from you guys are not gonna have no question that it cannot be answered. My goal next week is 20, and by the end of the month, 100 videos. I want to do every single form that you would ever need to fill and put it on a video. And then I'm gonna also, and George went ahead, and some things that people don't notice that we have on Podio, and Podio's gonna have more of this as well. All the managers are gonna get together one day and spend hours doing this. And I'm also gonna do not only like a video of my screen of certain forms, which is the best one. I'm gonna have, go ahead.
I don't see my shortcut link.
Yeah, me neither.
No?
I don't.
Oh, see, because that's the thing. You gotta
Set it up.
No, you gotta click here, and now click Lifestyle International Realty. I want to see something. There you go. You see what happens is, okay, so this is what happens.
You gotta be on the workspace.
Yeah, you gotta be on the, so we need to do, we need to send out an email. Instead of a video, write this down for a to-do list. I need to screen grab and show people how to get on the workplace, because sometimes people are just looking at, because let's just say there's 3 podios you're on. Instead of just not showing you all 3, it shows you that the top 3 things on those podiums. But right now you're on lifestyle, so you're gonna have to click. If you let me log in, log out, and see this is why you guys. And this is a great statement or question, because now I'm gonna send an email. We gotta do an email and send it to everybody, because most people might not have seen this yet. So you log in, and you log into Podio, and now you're not on a workspace yet. You're on the activity screen. So this is like your personal homepage. I have different Podios, so I see things from everywhere. So look, this.
They won't have the apps on top, and they won't have the templates.
So right now I'm on a home screen, just as my personal page, giving me updates from all. Maybe I'm in 20 groups, and it's giving me updates. So look, this is one for motivated sellers. For that I get leads, and I'm seeing everything because it wants me to know. But what you guys have to do is click the top left. I'm an Investors Partners, Lifestyle International Realty, and Lifestyle Management, and then I have a test lab, which are designers designing new things. So you got to click Lifestyle International Realty. Once you click Lifestyle International Realty, now you have everything in there. And there, up here you have announcements, the directory, like if you need to reach an agent, all the agents are in there. You have the Invest Plus property list, so if you want to see properties that are on the investment side of things, and you need to know lock boxes, and let's just say, hey, I need to know what's going on with this house on the investment side. Now you have everything there. You have the calendar, documents, so this is the other thing I was going to get to you and let you know that we have. Right now you can say, George, I need I got a lease. I need the W-9. Before I'd have to go, you would call me or email me and say, hold on, let me stop what I'm doing and send it to you. Or go onto the Google Drive, and then what happened in Google Drive, you weren't logged in the right email, so when you logged in and requested new access, it was mayhem. So you have, hey George, I need the wiring information, I'm at a closing. Hey George, I need a commission request form. Everything is on here, and this is gonna get updated, I'm gonna make it, design it a lot better. I need the logos, I'm designing a shirt, logos are here. Something that I'm gonna make, and I'm gonna separate it, and maybe make folders, is this. Since you guys are here, I go back to the example that Chris says, hey, I'm here with this guy, it's 2 in the morning, he wants me to write an offer. He came over my house for for dinner, and now he wants me to write him an offer. What do I do? If this wasn't available, you'd probably tell him, hey, look, you would look like you didn't know what you were doing, for example, and say, hey, look, I can't fill it now, let me call you tomorrow when I get with my broker. And you might have lost a client there. You lose him. Because he's like, I'm gonna buy a house with a guy that probably doesn't know, and that's how we all started there. All we gotta do is bridge the gap that the tools are there. So you come in here, and all the forms that George went ahead and how you do a listing, how you do a lease, all these forms. But let's just say the as-is contract, which is probably one of the most used ones. Hopefully, leases are good, but as-is, these are the. So you say, how do I fit it? We have everything filled for you like a sample. Put the owner on record, buyer's name, the address, put the full legal description. We even give you tips like, when you're buying when you're writing an offer, the washer and dryer is not included. So if you write me an offer, Chris, and you forget to put that, and it comes to closing, and your buyer's like, hey, why isn't there washer and dryer? You didn't put it here. More likely it comes out of your commission because the buyer probably be upset, and now you just lost, hopefully, no more than $1,000. But it could be they say, no, I thought we were getting those high-tech, high efficiency washer and dryer. Now it's $2,000 in commission. It happens. So you make sure, and we give you tips. Also, when you're doing seller, you may be working a seller, and he has a chandelier that cost him $5,000. When the buyer came to buy, the deal falls because no, I wanted that chandelier. You have to exclude things here, and and we'll do an as-is contract down the road. But everything here, where do you put the escrow company, the percentage of the loan, the acceptance date, what you put for closing date, everything. I want to make it foolproof that you're a new agent, and all you need to do is show up. Because all the tools are there, the clients are there, there's millions of people out there that you could sell homes or buy homes with, invest with, whatever the case may be. So we're gonna have that. So more of how to use Podio. What questions right now that was an incredible question. So what other things do you guys have asked or would need to ask about Podio? Podio, go ahead.
Yeah, what about the electronic signatures?
Okay. Well, we'll have the electronic signature. I'll go to it briefly, but it's on transaction desk. And one of the cool things we have, another tool as we grow, and that's why I always tell you guys, the bigger we grow, the more tools, and that's what we do. Transaction desk has Authentisign, free. You guys get transaction desk as soon as you come into the brokerage, and if you don't, just let Melissa, George, or myself know, and we'll resend the email out. And Authentisign is on transaction desk. Well, George, when is our transaction desk training? We'll have one. But like, actually, put.
No, I think I might have covered that.
You know what? By the end of next week, you're gonna know how to use it, because put that as one of the note this down, George. Put that as one of the training videos. For example, that's on there. Transaction desk upload guide. I'm gonna show you another video by George. This one has 182 views, bro. You're becoming a YouTube star.
That was pretty useful.
Yeah, this one has 182 views. I'm gonna start putting ads on this.
There's a lot of out of country
Login information filled in.
Hold on.
Should I press login?
Yeah, a lot of out of country clients that need to sign. They're out of country. So
Transaction desk. We're gonna do a video, and I'll probably be. I'm gonna get with the managers probably by Tuesday and set up all these videos and train. I'm gonna try to get them all in the conference room. I ordered, and I was hoping to have it today to put it on the camera, on the mounts, microphones, and that's gonna be. Authentisign is so simple, So just so you guys, I'll do it quickly here. That way, George has a video.
Authentisign video.
An Authentisign video, how to use it.
There's one for the new version.
Okay, so we gotta do, when we do these trainings, I think everybody will start probably using the new version, and we can steer them to using the new version, and we'll do videos on the new version. Cause
Well, on the new version, I have like 6 videos of on Podio already.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
okay, so
TD in the front and the shortcut links.
okay.
Those are like 3-minute videos. Those are actually provided by them, but I filtered them out. And
Oh, and you put it on there? Oh, so there's videos on there anyway. But either way, it's super simple. It's like you'll put their email address, you save the buyer, their signature, you send an email, they click on the iPhone. The thing is, you know, and form simplicity. If anybody in the board hears this, form simplicity is horrible. Doesn't work sometimes on, you know, Chrome, doesn't work on Mac. It's just it's a headache. Transaction Desk works on a tablet. You could be writing contracts on a tablet and it works seamlessly. And the FentiSign of it is free, where the board will charge you $75 a year. We include it for free. It's something that we pay with them, but it's something that is so imperative for you guys that we cover the cost just to make sure you guys have that. And however, no new agents that are here, if you get your first as-is contract, whenever you have an as-is contract, and people tell you, Pete, on a contract, somebody's buying a 300, 400, take that to their house. Like, take that to their home, sign it with them. When you give somebody and you say, hey, sign this contract, unless they're out of the country, there's no way you can do it. But if it's a contract, and as a contract, they're buying or selling their home, and you know this is the contract they're gonna sign, go with them, explain it. Because, you know what, maybe they could sign that contract, but when they remember this purchase and they're with their friends talking about their home sale, they're gonna remember the person that goes and takes time out of if it takes you guys 2 hours out of your day to go and sit there and explain, at least for the first contract or the first offer, take the time, because that's how you refer source. That's how you become the professional. You can't expect, and it's happened. You know, there's times that, you know, there's times you go and there's times that I've spent 2 hours on $1 million listing, 2 hours of my time and made $30,000. And I say, wow, this is why they pay us big. But I'm a professional. But there's, you know, you can't sacrifice 2 hours and make $9,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. You have to, guys. We're professionals, and it looks so good when you take your time to sit with a client and explain the whole contract. It's 11 pages. It's not like, hey, sign. Even if I was in the car business, you maybe could get by and say sign. But this is your biggest purchase. Most people do it once, if they're lucky. So make sure you take the time to go over there and do that.
It's about establishing a relationship, and you're definitely not going to establish a relationship by, you know, sending a contract by e-sign.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, there's people that are going to want you to send it e-sign, but if they don't, I mean, I personally would not offer to do that. I'd rather go and do what George just said, because obviously they're not dumb. They know what you're making, and you're trying to provide a service and maintain a long-term relationship, and you're not going to do that by any means.
No. And also, like, a lot of times we think, oh man, this was an easy sale, and you go to, you know, the closing is, you know, and you're like, oh my God, I'm dealing with clients, or is it busy? We're all busy. Hopefully you're so busy that, you know, that you think about it, but never not go to a closing. Never. Not even if it's the easiest sale. It was over asking, you know, your seller's in love with you, go to the sale. That's your, I mean, a contract, you're the beginning. If you can't go to the closing to make sure your commission is right, because if it's signed there and this mess, not even because of commission, because questions are going to arise, and if they look to the right and the left, you're not there, they know what you're making, and they're going to say, you know what, not a professional, you go there, and I don't care what you do, you take a bottle of champagne, a bottle of wine, even if they don't drink, bring a token of appreciation. You know, if they don't drink, which I've had clients that don't drink, I bring them a Home Depot gift card. You know, you got to keep it under a certain amount, you know, but something. You bring them a handwritten note from your kids. Thank you, helping my mom. Whatever the case may be, make sure you go to these closings. I mean, these closings, wherever it's at. Let's see. Okay, what else on Transaction Desk, guys? Transaction Desk was one of the things that I wanted to cover quickly. Now, the bigger one where, you know, and that's something you guys will learn, and we'll have these videos set up for you. Let's get to the fun stuff, social media. Okay, what I've learned so far in social media. So let me show you my social media. And I do this training all the time, and since this training, I can always look and see who's come to the training and who hasn't. And so I don't cover the same thing over. Sometimes I'll overlap just because it's so imperative. Did I put it in here or All right. So the tool that could either make you a lot of money or make you lose a lot of money. Because sometimes, you know, and I love raising this question because you can see, and it's always high. And I can see people in here that I'm almost certain for sure. Who here is in bed waking up, grabs their phone, and checks Instagram or Facebook? Be honest. And if you haven't raised your hand, you're just lying. For the you are, and you know it's fine.
First visit to the bathroom, though.
That's fine. So knowing that, now you need to, you know, a lot of times people think social media is to stay social. That's good. You know, you have family, you have friends, you see your kids, you know, it's great. But we're realtors, you know. We're business owners. We need to capitalize on it. Because you can never come into an office, just use Facebook or Instagram, and you can make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. How so? You have to be, you know, on point, posting, interacting, commenting. Even if you don't have a listing, ever, you just started real estate today. By the end of the month, you can look like a superstar. And it's not faking it till you make it. It's, you don't want to fake. I've never been a person to be fake. You want to show people that you take this seriously. This is your profession. This is what's going to feed your kids, your family, and allow you to do things that you want to do. If you are a professional, even if you've never sold anything, you show others by that. So if now you're your own business person, you may have your license on their lifestyle, but every single one of you own a business, which is yourself. You know, you own a business, so how do you treat this as your business? What I started doing is, before social media, before I was in real estate, you know, I would do it like to stay social, just talk to people, meet people, stay close with friends and family. When I said, hold on, let me just switch this to help me generate, you know, a future, you know, and that could be a generated future of networking, becoming friends with people, and not even to say monetary, to just stay in people's minds. How do I do it? First and foremost, make sure, you know, like the disclaimers of it, you know, make sure you're posting positive things. I don't get into any political discussions, because every time, and I told Johnny this, and Johnny's a good friend of mine, so I can put him on blast. Johnny was putting a thing, you know, even if you hate Trump or love Trump, if you post it,
It wasn't about Trump.
no, but whatever the case may be, but whatever, no, political, current events, it's great to relate. Oh, they always say that never talk about religion, never talk about politics. Don't even talk about current events, because, you know, right now, Peter was gonna go list his house, and he has, everybody knows un primo, un tío, tía that's a realtor, and all of a sudden, Peter is an avid hunter. He's in the NRA, and he's a friend of mine, but he has cousins. It's not like I'm the only realtor, and he's gonna have to come to me at some point. Peter loves guns, and all of a sudden, and I'm anti-gun, and all of a sudden I put a post about, you know, somebody signing a bill on 10, and I'm like, yes, they're signing the bill. He may never say anything. He doesn't have to say anything. He doesn't even have to engage in the conversation. I can guarantee you, in his mind, he's like, you know what? He could probably take offense to it, and I just lost money. For me posting a post, liking a post, or commenting about something, I probably lost $10,000 on the average. Average home, $250 to $350. I'm out from $9,000 to $12,000 just for sharing something on Facebook.
Same thing with listings. Your buyers, your sellers, if they put on the little bandit signs for their candidates, they're eliminating 50% of the buying market.
That's true. That's true.
If they're like putting their, like, you know, vote for Trump, vote for whatever, you know, there's too many parties, so they're more than likely to eliminate half of the buying market right now.
So
Same thing with picking sides in politics. That's adding on to what you're saying. Same thing. You're gonna piss off half of them. They're not gonna say anything. But they're just like, all right, well, I got it.
So I put my boy Johnny, and I'm glad he's here, because I always kind of like, I won't tell you, you guys can do what, you know, you guys are your own business. You know, you're part of lifestyle, and as long as you guys could be the biggest Trump supporters, Hillary supporters, and to me, honestly, it doesn't, I mean, that's your viewpoint. You're your own company that, you know, I guide. I'll tell you maybe, you know, as soon as I have like confidence, confianza with you guys, I will. But I told Johnny, I was like, Johnny, even if you changed 20 people's minds with your post, you probably lost 10, 20, 30, $40,000 potential earning in the future, and you never know.
Maybe I don't do that, just to be a little bit of testament to that. I was a bit apprehensive at first to use my social media, my personal social media, to use any postings for real estate. I didn't do it for my regular job, what would I do for this? So I started doing those posts, not more real estate friendly and more real estate centered, and then I'm talking to realtors from all over the place now. You use your hashtags correctly and things like that. I actually got clients off of that. Just kind of people calling me, hey, I need a rental, I need this, I need that. People calling me, I want to get into real estate now because now they're seeing that I'm posting that more. So you, like to your point, you promoting your own business for free.
No.
Where before I was getting like my own likes for what I was doing. Now I'm getting like hundreds of likes for the stuff that just a simple post can really help.
You want to like, and to touch on that, if you use social media already, you just got to do little changes. What I started doing is, I post something in real estate. I post everything that like, and things that you would want to be entertained by. Funny stories, nothing too racy. Funny stories, where I'm at. I don't post, if I'm out with friends, I'll make sure not to have a drink in my hand. Maybe one slips through the crack because it was, but I make sure not to have a drink in my hand because you want a professional. You don't want a professional at 5 a.m. partying. Yeah, 2 drinks. You're gonna sell your home. You want a professional that's gonna be professional all around the time. And you could be partying. And I'm not saying don't do it. Knock yourself out, but just don't portray that. You gotta be the professional. You want a person you're gonna list. And we're talking about $300,000-400,000 guys. You should be aiming on $1 million, $2 million, $3 million listings. And those kind of people, those kind of influential people want to make sure that you're representing them. And if you have their listing and you're a crazy person and say, hey, George, who has, let's say, LeBron James house for sale, look at him. I saw him, 5 in the morning on his Instagram. Look at this. Oh, you know what? That listing agent probably doesn't have the best. You need to make seem that you're working all night. And if you're putting pictures of that, they're probably like, is he really working? Is he really marketing my property? That's that. Other thing I started doing, which you guys should do or could do, is I said, you know what? I used to have like 300, 400 friends, right, on Instagram. And I was like, I want to see my cousin. I want to see my little nieces. And I said, you know what? Forget that. I'm going to start adding people. But I didn't add. You want to have a healthy mix. You don't want to be the guy that's following 20,000 people and has 300 followers. You have to have a healthy mix so you get more of a following. Now, it goes organically. Something I started doing on Facebook is advertising. Not started, I've been doing, and what I've been doing now is on Instagram. So now on Instagram, take a note of this. If you go, and sadly I can't show you on the app, it's on my phone, you could turn your page into a business page. And a lot of times you have your, you go to settings and you put make as business page. So if you guys have Instagram, do it now. And the good thing about it is there's a contact tab. So now they could call you or email you directly from the app. And if you can't do it on your phone, it's because you have to update the app because you have an older version. So definitely make yourself a business page. Oh, you have to have, okay. It links it. And one of the great things about it is now you can spend a couple dollars and promote yourself. Hey guys, if you're looking for, and the ads are super simple. You can target demographics. Like I wish I could show you, and I'll probably do a guide or a video on it. And there's a tool to record off my iPhone the screen. You could advertise to. You could look at when you put a post. It's so amazing that you can see what do you have more, men, women, age groups, demographics. Where if you have anybody, you can see. Right, if you advertise, wherever you advertise, you can say, hey man, you know what? You can see what country's looking at you more. You can see people of Brazil, Venezuela, they're looking at your Instagram. You can say, you know what? I have, a big following in Brazil. Maybe I just advertise to Brazil. Maybe and you could tailor these ads specifically for age groups. Like I don't want to advertise, when you do an advertise on Instagram or Facebook, I don't want to advertise to anybody that's 18 to 21. More than likely, they're not buying a home. Maybe they're renting, but I want to spend my time. So I advertise from 23, 24 to 56, 60. And because that's the demographics that view my page more. So you want to make sure you do those tailored ads. Another thing that we have is the Facebook Live, which I'm doing. Right now I have it private just because this is more of a private thing for for the brokerage. But you should see, let me show you here, an amazing thing. So I actually, and another thing too, I have 2 pages. Oh man, this is live. Okay, perfect. Oh, let's see. Let me try this out. There's 3 people viewing. Let's see. Oh, and you can see how many people are viewing. Oh, look, I think it's only Facebook. Let's see. Let me try this out. There's 3 people viewing. Let's see. Oh, and you can see how many people are viewing. And look, and so look at this. Oh man, this is amazing. Come on. It's like a 3 second, 5 second delay. No, like a 10 second. Oh man, hey, that instructor looks good. Wow. No, but you see, and I just came onto this because of the drone. Oh man, hey, that instructor looks good. So let's look. And I hope I'm not being a hypocrite. And like now you see a picture of me like partying or anything, but probably not. So let's look at. So check into a lot of places. Oh, let me pause that because it's gonna. Now there's 5 people logged in, and that's that. We don't have that many. Like I made that Facebook group a long time ago, so I'm gonna start adding people on there. So when we do these trainings, you can see it live. And so always check it. Now if you're checking into social areas, you're going to Starbucks check-in. You're going to an event check-in. Checking in is like groundbreaking. Like the more, and the good thing is you like add everybody. Everybody in here should be make friends with him. I'm gonna do something on Podio that everybody can add each other. Why? Normally you what happens to Facebook, the algorithms, if right now I'm gonna put a post. If I put the post, maybe 5% of people see it. If those 5% of those people see it, and all you guys like it, at least 80% of people see it, because Facebook algorithm says, "Wow, he put something interesting. Now let's share it to everybody." Because most of the time in Facebook, you just see it was chronological. So if you post, I see everybody's post, whoever posts in a row. Facebook's like people are getting bored of seeing stuff that isn't relevant, you know, or food. Like Eileen likes to put food posts, and maybe some people don't like to eat. They're on a diet. They don't want to see those things, and they don't like it. They scroll through it. So they do it in a certain way that they want to see posts that people love. So if right now, being that lifestyle is such a big family, every time you see I see a post of a lifestyle agent, I like, because now it gives them more chance to be shown to other people. So I'll scroll every time I go somewhere. I check into good restaurants, check into whatever bookstores, whatever you're doing, check in. I put properties. I try to do a little bit of funny, because you don't want to be a business page that all you're posting is just sold, just listed, new to the market. Your friends are gonna either unfollow you or never like your pictures. And what happens is, if they don't like a lot of your pictures, Instagram's doing the same thing now. If I put something on Instagram and it doesn't get likes, the next time I post, Instagram thinks that I'm not that well liked, that they're not gonna put it on other people's Instagram. But now if you're getting hundreds of likes organically, and if everybody in here would like each other's picture, every post you post will be for sure blasted to everybody. So make sure to add each other whenever you see your lifestyle. If you really wanna go in our Instagram, you can see people get tagged. I'm gonna do something and put, George, do a note as well to make sure we do something to interact, to make sure we have as many friends linked together through the social media platform, so we can like each other's picture, and we'll do a post on that. Nespresso did Cafecito Cubano. One of our agents put a thing. I'll share every once in a while, and by sharing, it got 4 shares every time you do it. And if you ever need me to share, a lot of times, tell me, hey George, do a share, because I'm not always on social media, but when I do it, when I got back, you get tagged in post, and then I'm trying to look for the video. Let me see. Let me see, hold on. If I don't see the drone, okay, perfect. Okay, this is an incredible thing. I found out Facebook Live, and the guy is also a tool, and I'm gonna train somebody. Whenever you have a listing, and you're like, hey George, I need drone footage. Before it used to be harder, because you have to get the drone footage. To take the drone, it takes me 5 to 15 minutes to do it. It's fun for me, I love it. And as long as it's in the area or I'm going to West or Miami Lakes, I'll stop by and do it in 5-10 minutes. there's only one example, and I'm sure he might be watching, Robert. And I did 2 of his listings, so I'm in the clear. One time Robert goes to me, hey, I need you to do drone footage. And he's like, it's in the Springs. I was like, oh man, that's cool. When I'm going to Miami Lakes, I'll pass by the Springs. Whatever, you know, I go to Miami Lakes, and I'll go back when I come back to Brickell. I put in the address, I get the text, and it's Coral Springs. I was like, Robert, I like 45 minutes. I'll do it when I go like to church and maybe up there or go visit my cousin. But if it's in Miami, I'll go whenever you guys want. As long as that's great footage for your sellers. It's great press for your listing, and I'll show you why. Okay, so this is Robert Caban's Doral listing. I got 604. This is like the Facebook Live is a cool thing. If you're doing showings, do Facebook Live. It works so well. If you put a post, a self-portrait, or like, on my way to my listing appointment, it's video now. The future is video. And if you then record, you have to record, you know, upload it. Facebook Live, changing everything about it. Use your Instagram stories when you're doing a showing. You're reading a book on real estate. Show people that. I want to sell my house or buy a house from somebody who treats this as their everyday profession. If you have another job that letting people know about it doesn't make you $1, let's just say you are tech support for whatever, tech support, you work in an office job, that letting people know that what you do doesn't make an extra $1 for you, don't share. And you're a realtor part-time, talk about real estate all the time. Make it your goal, and there's a lot of stories in here. And you know, the next thing I'm gonna do is testimony. There's a lot of stories of agents that did this part-time and now are making 6 figures, and this is their full-time job. And I always challenge them, and I'm willing to meet you here at 7 in the morning every day if you tell me, hey, this is what I want to do, because it challenges me to make sure I'm here at 7, and I'll make sure to get you to that step. You can leave your 9 to 5 to follow something that could be your career. And there's many stories, you know, we have, you know, and I'll mention them, you know, Natalie, Kishana, Jessica, these are so, and there's many, and I'm naming the 3 that pop up said, that they said, George, can we, you know, help me? And they help themselves. It's not like I go out there and list the houses. They're doing the hard work. They just have a good team around them to do it. And we've been able to do those stories, and I love those stories, and I want to like record those testimonials. Is an incredible thing to say, and it feels good. So if you want to do that, I'm here for you. And you can tell me, hey, George, I'll be here at 7 in the morning. I'll come Saturday, I'll come Sunday, and I'll sacrifice my life to make your life better. And it's not a sacrifice in saying I'm losing out on anything. It makes me better as well, because now I have to work those hours, you know, and not have to, because maybe I work from my house, but I'd rather work here collectively, and you guys, we feed off each other. One of the things that, you know, the brokerage has done is everybody feeds off each other. And I was telling Peter, never do you see shares. We have an event, you know, our brokerage shares the event like with pride, and it's something that's humbling to me. And other people's posts, what's up? You have people, again, I'll mention again, Miami Lakes, they're staying late at night helping each other. There's no financial reason for them. But this is why I tell you guys, this is just an incredible team, and it's because of you guys. Management is just here to facilitate that. And, you know, George Felix does a great job as well. I don't want to shortchange him over there.
No, it's all the agents.
It's all the agents.
Give credit to the agents.
So, you know, I want to get George in here to talk about the listening thing so they can learn it. I'm going to, you know, finish it up here, but let me just show you that, like, how important the Facebook Live is. It's like, I got 614 views. You have 50, you have people, no, let me show you the comments, pretty much. The more people view it, or liking it, the more of my friends see. And I'll show you why it's such a great marketing tool. Alex Vier, and this is them talking. I'm on the, I didn't know I had this on the drone. And I'm on the thing, and it records my voice. Good thing I was by myself. I could have been talking a storm, and people hear it. So yeah, I'm gonna show you the video too if you guys haven't seen it. But basically I'm flying it, and if I show you the video, these come out. They're like, bro, look, this is Alex Vera. You know, if you're Miami Lakes, you know who Alex is. Friends, like one of our agents, and then that's more like the agents. Now you're seeing non-agents. Oh my God, you know, the drone. You're seeing other brokerage people. Is that submersible? And I'm now talking to them, and like I'm getting so many followers. You know how many people go and see this now, and has 600 views? Now everybody, and I'll go to this, and you guys could talk on it. I could be flying with you next year at your listing, and now all your clients you're doing the drone for, they're like, wow, they're doing drone. Not nobody. I mean, there's a few brokerages that do this drone, and there's a few people, because not a lot of people take the time out of the day to go do this. And I'm willing to do it. And I'm ultimately going to train somebody to do it because it's super simple. But I'll do it for now. Let me show you what an incredible
takeoff.
I love that takeoff. That's so badass.
So Robert Caban has $1 million listing, and I don't care if your listing is 200,000, 400,000, 500. Well, I'll go, because this is great footage and press for your seller and another brokerage. So I was taking stills because it takes high res shots, and I wanted to give them. So a lot of roofers use this to know if their roof is like, you know, we have a good friend of ours called Santi that he's a roofer, and he uses drones specifically for this. I'll go more into it. So now at this point, I found out people were talking to me because I could see it on the drone thing. People talking, hey, what's up? And then I'm talking, and it's a way to interact. Clients could talk to me. This is me being brave.
Oh yeah, Elizabeth, one of my realtors, Robert, got this listing.
So that's me stopping and recording, because you don't want to have one long steady file to edit, because you want to be able to, because it's too much.
Neil, I don't want to try.
That's when he had asked me if the drone was submersible.
That would be horrible.
Some underwater footage.
This is beautiful. What a beautiful pool.
That's close to the water.
What a beautiful deck.
Wow, that's the back. I'm in the front of the house. I'm in the back. So this Facebook Live, guys, you know, a cool video, and I've done it to other. Oh, look, this is our Westchester office. So look, this one has 612, and now a little marketing
of our Westchester branch office. Alright.
If you haven't been to Westchester, that's our Westchester office.
An expressway. You're in the middle of, you know, West Miami. You have Westchester. You have Kendall, accessible. You know, you got the Gables close by. You have the Rao in the neighborhood. So, hey Gene, how's it going? Thanks for logging in, my brother. So this is the office.
Talking.
I'm gonna fly in now a little bit closer. Wanted to give you a pan out.
3 miles. 3 miles.
That's Tropical Park. Got the expressway. Got the 836.
Oh my goodness.
Got the airport over there. You have Brickell down there.
Awesome.
So this is our office.
And so this is great marketing for our office and agents.
Alright, let's do it. Thanks for checking in, my brother. I'm loving this Facebook Live feature. DJI has really outdone themselves. Moises, I'm ready for you to leave the car business and get into real estate. Make the switch.
What else did I do here? So
we're looking for a couple locations. We're narrowing it down.
So that's pretty much. Let me see.
We have our office.
So again, I'll pretty much wrap it up there. What else was I gonna say? Also, George Felix is gonna come up on board. But guys, again, I usually like to end it off in like a motivational thing. But like, whatever you guys need, I'm glad you guys are here. George Felix is gonna come on there. You know, to take advantage. The market is really good. You don't want to let you know another year or 2 years pass by and say, man, you know what? When the iron was ready to be struck in, I didn't take advantage of it. We're here. Use lifestyle to its full potential. We have the investment firm. You can use InvestQuest partners. You can use. I'm here. If you guys want to do a challenge and come here early in the morning or meet me, I go to Miami Lakes Tuesdays and Thursdays, and Westchester's I'll go on Wednesdays or Friday. Or on Saturdays.
What time you're?
Miami Lakes, I always come to Brickell first. I live next door. I come to Brickell, read a couple emails, set the base, and then I go to Miami Lakes from usually 11 to like 6 or 7, Tuesday and Thursday. And Wednesdays, I want to spend usually Wednesdays or Friday, I'll try to spend time in Westchester. And guys, I'm here for you. You know, if you want, take a little 5-minute break before George gets on. It's very imperative.
Let your brain cleanse from all talking.
I'm
not gonna do as much talking. I promise.
I'm gonna order food. I'm gonna order probably a couple pizzas, a couple sodas for you guys.
Oh, man, it's gonna be the fourth day in the row for me for pizza.
I'm gonna order food for you guys. George probably will be here, another 30-40 minutes of the listing presentations. If you're new, if you're older in the game, you want to know the new strategy. Just actually, we sent George to a training for how many weeks? 6 to 8 weeks, and this is
like 2 months.
Like 2 months. So this is fresh stuff that he has. We're actually working also on an interactive listing presentation. Riza, if you're watching, I need you to help me with that. She's actually looking, we're getting quotes to get an interactive listing presentation. So you could come with your laptop, or you could come with your iPad and have an interactive listing. So guys, thank you for coming. Take a 5-minute break. I'm gonna order food. It's 11:20. You'll probably be another 35-40 minutes. Eat and continue working.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you. Are you gonna need that one?
How was the first training, Zuli?
Hey, George. George, you gonna leave that running?
Yeah, what's up, baby? I love
George.
Oh, man, come on, I got the next one, man. What's up?
George, I'm gonna turn this off.
Oh, okay, perfect.